I'll never forget the night when my dad huddled all my siblings together and told us that him and my mom were getting a divorce. I just thought, like, why us? Why me? Because I looked at all my friends' families that seemed pretty perfect, and I looked at mine. It's pretty broken. And as if it couldn't get any worse, one night my mom came into my room and told me that my dad had moved away to Michigan. And I just kept thinking, like, why couldn't he love me enough to stay? Why wasn't I enough for him? I couldn't understand how God could be any different. I lost my worth too, because I felt like if I wasn't good enough for my dad to stay, then I wasn't good enough for anything, not even God. I couldn't trust God to know what the next step was. I finally started going to youth groups in 8th grade, and I had grown with God, which was good, but it came time for summer camp, which was amazing. At one of the sessions, they said that there was a counselor that was free to talk, and I just felt God stir in my heart, like my heart started beating really fast, that like he wanted me to go talk, and I was like, okay, God. So I explained how sometimes I tried to distract my real feelings, and so I pushed myself into so many things like singing and dancing, and I always felt like I had to fix a problem when it arose rather than just waiting for God to do that. I think he said that even though you don't have your earthly father with you as you would like, you have a heavenly Father who is much, much better than you could ever wish for. I felt super confident in God when I came back, and I wanted to tell my mom all about it. As I started to share kind of my story with like my youth group leaders, Gracie and Michaela, and like my best friend Jessica, it was encouraging that whenever I would get discouraged, they would remember what I told them, and they would be able to encourage me back. At the beginning of your hardest struggle, you keep thinking you want everything to go back to the way it was, and how could God ever make this anything, better than it is right now? There's a few things to help you not be alone or be isolated. Is to one, I'd say have a person to just kind of share everything with, and keep talking to God, keep praying, because that was one of the things I really got discouraged on. I kept thinking that God wasn't listening, like he wasn't there. And I think it's really, really, really important to keep praying, keep reading his word. God weaves details in and out through your life and your experiences that, create an end result that's, far more beautiful than we could ever imagine. And I just say, wait and see what God has for you, because he's working in you every day. I've seen what God has done in my past, so why wouldn't I trust him for the future?